Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into my channel. Today we are going to do a review of this S by Solar Type AB guitar in matte white. But before we get into that, please take a moment to like and subscribe to my channel. It always means a lot to me, and I never take that for granted. So the first thing I want to say is, as I'm doing this review of this S by Solar guitar, which is the budget line guitar for Solar brand guitars, is I'm not going to compare this to the other 5 Solar guitars that I have. This is its own animal. This goes for $249, again, a budget guitar, and I think it would be unfair and unjust to compare this to my other Solar guitars, which run from anywhere from $700 to $1,000. So I want to treat this guitar with a fair and objective review. So let's go over some of the specs just to start off. This guitar has 24 frets, has a C-shaped neck. The frets themselves are nickel. It has bolt-on construction. The fretboard is black teakwood. The neck is maple, and the body is poplar. So overall, for $249, I would say this guitar is pretty good, but let's go into this piece by piece. Let's start off with the tuners. The tuners are very adequate. They're not the best that I've ever played in the world or had in the world, but they're getting the job done. As a guitar player, I like to use light gauge strings, 10 to 46 gauge. I also play at a drop C tuning, and this guitar is having no problem holding that tuning. So I'm overall quite happy with what's happening on this end of the guitar right here with the tuners. The neck fits great in my hand, great playability. For me, it's an old friend kind of familiarity when I think about the other Solar guitars that I have, so I have no gripes or disappointment about this particular C-shaped Solar neck, and the fretboard feels good as well. So again, for $249 from here to here, so far I'm very happy. The fretwork itself, again, these being nickel frets, the fretwork that was put into this is pretty damn good. When I initially got the guitar and I started running my hands down the neck, and everything was feeling really good until I got to the 14th fret, and there was a slightest little burr protruding out over there, but I was able to file that down with ease, really in less than about 10 to 15 seconds, and got the frets pretty much to, I'd say, as perfect as you can get for $249. So again, really pleased so far with the guitar. Something that I'm also exceptionally happy with is there is no noise in the pots. We have our volume and we have our tone knob, and when you turn those, there is no crackling, there is no popping. Same goes here with the tone, and that's wonderful. It has a 3-way blade. Turn this up just a little bit, and no noise. Absolutely, completely silent, and that is fantastic. The bridge itself is pretty good. There's really no issues with the bridge whatsoever, although I did have a guitar tech friend of mine, Anthony. He was taking a look at this as well because he was curious about it, and he did say if you really wanted to do anything on the guitar, the saddles could probably be replaced. They are not the highest quality saddle. But again, it's exceptionally adequate and serviceable when you're thinking that this is a budget guitar for only $249. Now, everyone's favorite to talk about with electric guitars would be the pickups. Personally, I do not like the neck pickup. It sounds very shallow and empty to me, and I can just as soon take this out and leave a hole there for all I care with that. This wasn't too good. Again, that's my opinion. However, the bridge pickup I thought was really cool. It sounds different than my PRS. It sounds different than my Solar. It's got a fair amount of power. You know, it's got some balls to it. Certainly not like a Black Winter pickup, but it definitely holds its own. The one thing I'll compare this pickup to is a Solar guitar, just for the sake of sound. This pickup, the bridge pickup, has power, it has sustain, but definitely not as throaty and ballsy sounding as a Black Winter or the pickups that come with Solar guitars. This has a softer approach to its sound, but it sounds good, and it sounds good in a mix. So overall, I'm really happy with this because it's added variety to my tone that I have. So no complaints. I mentioned earlier about the bolt-on construction. It's a good, solid bolt-on construction, so no issues or complaints there. So overall, I would say for $249, this being a budget guitar, it's pretty damn good. Probably one of the best budget guitars that I've ever had or played. I do have a Jackson Dinky, which went for around $320. That was the budget a budget line for that guitar, and I do prefer this Solar guitar overall to that Jackson Dinky that I have. So I would say if a parent was getting this for one of their kids who was getting into music and metal and things like that, I'm sure this kid would be really super happy and stoked. And hey, not everybody is blessed to be able to afford expensive guitars, and maybe you need to you know, look at something and find something that's good, that's metal, that's really rock driven, and this guitar might do the trick for you. It is really great. It's sort of a steal for $249. I can honestly say I think this guitar could go for a little bit more money, but thanks, Ola. You didn't do it. I'd have to say, looking at this as a budget guitar, the S by Solar line, at least this one guitar that I have, is pretty darn good, and I'd say it lives up to the hype. So the next thing in this video that we're going to do is I put together a little bit of a song so you can hear how this sits in the mix and how it sounds. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you will take a moment to like and subscribe. Please stay well, stay safe, stay metal, and I'll catch you on the next video.